Well, good evening. I'm your host, Noel Clubb, here in the Clubb Tracks TV show, and welcome to Spanish Sports World Network on Zingo TV, channel 250. Please remember to download the Zingo TV app for respective iOS and Android app stores, as the app is absolutely free. And while you download, please make sure to rate and leave us a comment because you want to hear from you folks. That's it. That's all. And Zingo TV is also available on Google, Chromecast, Amazon Fire, and Fire TV sticks. Roku and Roku sticks are also available on all smart TVs from 2016 forward. All right, so good evening to all the viewers at home watching the show. Good evening, good evening. So let's introduce our cool co-host of the show, shall we? Let's
Ah,
hear the lead singer and guitarist of New York City's cool rock band, The Handful. Please welcome from the East Village of New York City, the great, the awesome, Mr. Mark Cool Dude Duda to the show. Welcome,
you are
Mark.
too kind. Thank you,
How you
brother.
doing, man?
Good, man. I'm well. So I missed you last week. We had I had even, no rest for the wicked, but even I get a night off
Mhm.
sometimes. And so, well, I understand that was a great show with Gordy from Big Sugar. So
It was.
hopefully I'll be there next time. And I'm fired up to be here tonight with our friend Delyn, man. It's been like a year. So we got
Yeah,
stuff to catch up on.
exactly. It's hard to believe it's been like almost a year,
I
and
know.
kind of rather mind blowing, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how
Even
many of the viewers out there realize this or how many are late to the party, right? But we've been doing this show for over a year now.
yeah,
So
over a year now,
pretty
exactly.
good. We made it.
We made it so far. We're still growing, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, getting off all these cool guests, and yeah, so it's been really cool ride, real cool journey together.
that's a part of it, man. We're only as good as the guests. So right
Yeah,
on.
yeah, exactly. We've been very fortunate to have great guests. So yeah, once again, without further ado, let's introduce another great guest for a second time here on the show. She's a very talented Toronto-based alternative rock music artist, and she's back again for a second time here on the show. We'll be talking about her latest great single, by the way, called "Set Me Free." Folks, please welcome Delyn Grey to the
Yeah.
show. Welcome. How's it going? How
Thank
you doing?
you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, so nice to be back, you guys. Thank you for this is awesome.
Of
Our
course.
pleasure. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, with absolute pleasure for sure for both of us. Yeah. So we've been up to it's been almost a year, and you've released some singles since then. But just kind of catch us up what's been going on with you and what's been happening for a year or just a little less than a year.
Yeah, I can't believe a year has already gone by, or
I
however
know,
long
eh? It's so
I was
hard to
last on the
believe.
show. Honestly, it feels
Kind of
like it was
mind
last
blowing.
week that I was chatting to you guys
Yeah,
about the last single, and now it's crazy. So yeah,
totally.
just, been chugging with all the music stuff. I actually just played a sold out show this Friday,
Yeah,
which was incredible.
very
Hell
Solid.
yeah.
cool.
I saw that. Right on.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it was fantastic. The energy was incredible. The people were incredible. It was just so great to be back. So I think for the past year, I've been dreaming of that moment, and it finally came. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next gigs. It's gonna be great.
Especially at home in your hometown, right? That's
Oh,
even
totally.
to me, I think quite special. Sleep in
Hometown
your
love
own
is
bed.
the best.
No,
Yeah,
that's not bad.
absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not bad. So let's get a quick little catch up with you because of so it's been say less than a year, shy of a year, just for the fan base and the audience base. So you're from Toronto originally, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Born and raised in Toronto, good old Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on, eh? Right on, woohoo, woohoo. So your first debut was in 2018 with Battle was the first EP and single by the way,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
which was very very cool. Which is another great track, of course. But I think I can touch on too, of course, your latest single, which is "Set Me Free." You want to talk a little bit about the latest single, which is just a fan. I gotta say, it's a great song. I
Thank you.
love even the lyrical content's fantastic. Great song. I love the audience kind of things going on. Like just what you have a bit of in the track, you have in the middle track and towards the end of the track, you have the audience thing happening on. This is a
Thank you.
fantastic song. But you can share more of this about the single "Set Me Free."
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much. I'm really glad that you liked it.
Oh, loved it.
That's
I love it.
thank you.
Didn't like it. Love it. I love it.
God, I'm thrilled. I wrote the song back in 2016, I want to say. Like
Mm,
it was a
Oh,
while. I was
wow.
still a baby.
quite a while
And
ago, yeah.
yeah, I was, since I was a little kid, I've just wanted my life to be music. And I never really knew what I wanted that to be. I knew that I loved performing and writing and singing, and just I needed that to be in my life all the time. And people who were pretty close to me at the time, even people that I was working with, I don't know, man, I'd rethink that. Like maybe have your heart set on music so much. Maybe, take a more predictable path, or
Right.
something
The more
that
more
could actually
reliable. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. And 15, 16-year-old me was like, screw you guys, man. Like, are you kidding? You're really gonna tell me that at whatever age I was? And then I ended up writing this song, and it has continued to just be a song that I love, and I continue to relate to it. I mean, there are always naysayers wherever you go, and you just kind of got to push through those barriers and believe in yourself enough, and kind of be passionate enough about whatever it is you're passionate about. In my case, it's music.
Yeah.
To just go for it. And yeah, I'm thrilled with the song, man. Like, oh my God, really cool thing. And I'm going to name drop, and I never do this, but I'm name dropping it.
Drop away.
Please do. Please do.
So like a few years ago, I went to Canadian Music Week, which is this big like music conference here in Toronto. And unfortunately, it's all like online now for the past couple of years, or since COVID. I say several years, but it's only been like a year and a half. And so this year that I went, I saw Steve Lillywhite was on the list. And if you don't know,
Oh,
Steve Lillywhite is U2's producer. For any listeners who don't know, he produced War, which is one of my favorite U2 albums. Many others, Talking Heads, other artists. So
Yeah.
he was like a household name while I was growing up. My dad was completely obsessed, and I've since kind of taken that on. And he was at this conference. I was like, guys, like, I have to meet him. There's no way I'm leaving this conference without meeting him. Long story short, not only did I meet him, I actually showed him my music, and he gave me his email address and was like, I'd love to listen to more. Let's keep in touch. Oh my God, that did
awesome.
No
not just
kidding.
happen.
Very awesome.
So I sent him Set Me Free, and Set Me Free was pretty heavily influenced by U2. I was listening to a lot of U2, and when I wrote the song, and just wanted it to be like anthemic, um, which I hope translates in the production. I listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is like my beautiful day, like
Yeah,
this is
it has a very big
Yeah.
sound to it. Yeah. Big feel
yeah.
to it as well.
Totally. So I sent it to him, and all he says, he's like, "Hey, Dylan, good to hear from you. You could probably boost those drums a bit. Thanks, Steve." I'm like, oh, solid, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. So yeah, hit me right with the production notes, so that's exactly what we did. We're like, all right, let's go and fix these drums up, do whatever the hell Steve Lillywhite tells us to do. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So a little bit of U2 in there, and we'll say that that Lillywhite consulted on the production.
Yeah.
That's his
Didn't,
new
but
nickname now, Silly White. You realize that?
yeah, yeah. I just
It's
exposed
out
it.
there now,
Yeah, right on.
Very cool.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
so
Is
that's
right. Very cool. Yeah, because even like I said, it's a great track, and it just what can I say about it? To me, it should really be a home run hit as far as I'm concerned. It's a great track. It's very very catchy, and even again lyrical content. We touched on it a little bit earlier. Can you maybe expand a little more on that? Because again, I love the way you write songs. Always
Thank
love the
you.
way you approach your lyrics. And this song to me is like no different. As again, it's very well written, and also lyrically speaking as well, besides musically. So can you expand a bit more on the lyrical content of Set Me Free?
For sure. Yeah, what I was trying to say was pretty simple, and what I was trying to say without, being crass is like, get off my back. Like,
Yeah.
let me do my thing. But I knew that I wanted it to be a little bit deeper than that, because there are a lot of songs like that. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and like screw you and all this stuff. I'm like, that's not what I want my music to be. I want the listeners to have something more than just like the melody and the arrangement to look forward to or to like dig deeper into. So yeah, I don't know. I threw in some, I mean, I can't think of them off the top of my head right now, but I threw in some like big girl words, just to mix things up a little bit. I just didn't want it. It's a poppier song for me.
Yeah, it is.
Other,
it is.
I mean, there are always like hints of pop in everything that I do, but this one's definitely a bit more like in the rock pop vein or whatever, if you want to genreify. I don't know who does that anymore.
Yeah, but it has more of a mainstream feel to it.
Totally. And I didn't want that pop vein to like take over the lyric content, right? I wanted the lyrics to stay, I don't even, just true to what I wanted it to be. I didn't, I have songs that I've worked on with bigger producers and whatever, and they've always stripped the lyrics down. First thing, it's like, we need to dumb these down because the audience is like, people that I'm singing to like aren't stupid. Like they're not sitting there like wanting to, I don't know, they can understand what these words mean. Like you really, even a 3-year-old could listen to this song and like get something from it. I don't need to dumb down my lyrics to, I don't know, to
what's
appease.
the formula? I guess they have a formula in their head. It has to be this formula. If it's not that formula, it doesn't work. And I guess in their mind or their head space.
I'm not here for formulaic stuff though. Like,
exactly.
Like,
exactly. You're an artist. Yeah.
There's totally room for that. And I mean, that's pretty much what the industry thrives on, is this formula, like cookie cutter stuff.
Yeah.
But that's just not my vibe. And I do hope that translates through music. Like, I'm not always going to be, a poet in my songs. Sure, I'm going to have some that are a little easier to understand than others. But ultimately, I want listeners to think that I put some effort into writing, and because I do.
Exactly.
I don't just
and you sure do.
Yeah. So that's a bit more about the lyrical content. But listeners, go listen to the song if you want to actually, listen to it.
Absolutely. We highly recommend it here on this show. Yeah, I actually love it. Great song. Because right now, because for me, Set Me Free, I always think of the Kinks, but right now my playlist, your Set Me Free is actually right now higher, so it's good stuff.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, well done.
That's actually something to work on.
Go ahead.
Oh God, I need to work on naming my songs now, because all of them are like Set Me Free. I have another song coming out. It's called The Fall. Ghost Town was released. Like, really? Okay, you need to be a little bit more original. So you know what? I take it back. I'm being too formulaic. I need to one up that one. So
every now and then you have a
good.
little oddball comes at us there. Yeah, why not? I was asking too about the video for Set Me Free. Who was behind the making of the video?
Oh man, so I met these guys. They I say guys, but there are girls in the team as well. I met them through a friend of mine. Like, we had a mutual friend through school. I don't even remember anymore. But their production house is Persephone Media, and they're based out of Thornhill here in Ontario.
North of us.
Yeah, north of us. So pretty close. And they're just incredible. Like, I've never worked with any team that's just been so open to creative collaborations, but also contribute just like incredible material. Like, I've been absolutely blown away. They, on the last single, Daddy's Love, they also did that video, and it's a lot more intense than this one. But they just knocked it out of the park, and the versatility of this team is incredible, right? Like, we went from having me with like a beaten up face, and it's like a super dark video for Daddy's Love, and then we went to like Woodstock hippie vibes in a cornfield for Set Me Free, and it works. Like, it just totally makes sense. So it was really cool. We filmed it in a day, like less than a day. I think it was maybe a 5-hour shoot, with a couple hours to like set up and tear down. So super quick and just incredible. Yeah, I can't say enough about the team. Sorry, I'm rambling, but they're just,
no, it's all good.
They just
good rambling. It's good rambling. No, that's all good. Yeah, no, it's a great single. So definitely, please brag about all you want. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Well, hey, over to our cool co-host, the Duda man. Here he is, the dude.
Yeah, I got to earn my living this week, right? So, hey, So yeah, I think I mentioned to you last time, one of the cool things I like about your writing is that you write songs that the listener can kind of hear themselves in, and that's a challenge, right? Because you want to have things that are relatable. I thought what was cool about that video was that was really relatable too. Like, I kind of took that cornfield moment as like this, haven't we all sort of performed in front of a mirror or in front of our backyard or in some other way? Like, I've performed all over the world, and you can still catch me with a hairbrush singing into the mirror, and that whole like pretending what you want it to be and imagining yourself in the place. I thought that was really cool. So just to give you kudos on it as well. I don't want to spend the whole interview on that one song, but it's a really nice job. Now, do you just have that as envisioned as a single, or is it going to be part of a larger work that you're working on, like an EP or an album?
Okay, yeah. Well, thank you first of all. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure. Yeah.
Honestly, and Mark, just FYI, I stalk both of you guys on Instagram all the time, but like Mark, you're like, oh my God, I'm like huge fans of you guys. Stop, it's ridiculous.
Right on.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I'm exposing myself, but yeah, Mark, you do like you hit me up with that awesome rock content all the time, and Noel, you're just incredible too. So, thank you guys for that.
Thank you.
But sorry, getting back to this. Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I love having a good like hairbrush sing. Like, it's kind of ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. That's kind of it. I would love to release an album in the next year, but it's so unpredictable with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like,
isn't it? Oh,
I'm
totally.
so hesitant to just throw all of it out as a whole. If I could just, keep kind of giving little pieces, and then
Sure.
I don't know, but also part of me, we may have talked about this last time, like just going for it, because I'm very calculated with my risks, like, and sometimes to my detriment. But Mark, I feel like I just need to go for it and release that album for you guys.
Right on, so you should.
And there's so many different options these days. Like, I've got a buddy, he's going to come on the show probably in a couple months, my buddy, but he releases, one song a month, and then at the end of the year puts the album out in like vinyl, or so that if you already downloaded all the songs, he's got another package to sell you. And so, there's tons of options that you have, but listen, it's a great song. It happens to me all the time too, where I'm working on an album and I have a song that I think is really good, and I'm dying for people to hear it. And it takes me a year or two to make the album, and then it's like, I wish I kind of put it out as a single, So there's that too, and I get it, and it's hard to put stuff out now, So I'm curious. And Noel mentioned now you had a sold out show, which is killer. I mean, things are just getting back to normal, COVID wise. So tell me about, how that came about. Do you have a live band together? Did you do it with backing tracks? How did that come together?
Yeah, so I'm actually very lucky to be dating a guy who has a brother who's just super into music at the moment. And he's an incredible guitar player. He has a band, they're called Taking Back August, and they're also Toronto based. But I played with them. So normally I have another band with me, but those guys were on tour or busy. And, to be quite honest, like, it's really hard to financially support just touring with a paid band.
Doubt.
Like, it's not, especially during COVID, like, it's just not ideal. So I love the guys, but this time I actually got my boyfriend's brother's band to back me, and they knocked it out of the park. Like, it was just ridiculous. I booked the show myself because nothing was happening. I was talking with my management, and they're like, look, we can't get agents involved because agents are working with the big guys who are like, actually touring and who people actually want to buy into. Damn, like, okay. I thought the point was that I could just kind of, focus on the art stuff, and then the stuff would just kind of happen. But it's been an interesting process this past year, just understanding how much artists have to do for themselves.
Right.
No question. And the fact that you're
Great point,
self-empowered, the fact that you're self-empowered is badass. You know what I mean? Because
It is.
you're not sitting there and complaining that, you know, you don't have a machine behind you. You go out and you get it. And I mean, it might sound corny, but I get it. You know what I mean? So I know how much that takes and how the business side of this sometimes ruins shit for artists. You know what I mean? It's a drag. You just want to create, but it's badass that you went out and you got it, that you got yourself a band together, and that you booked a show because you wanted it that bad. So kudos,
totally,
you know.
man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I during this past year too started my own label that I signed myself to because no one else would. But I'm running I'm running my own label now, man. Like, and I'm gonna do that until something happens, or God forbid, like until I die, right? Like that's just what it's gonna be. I am my number one supporter, and let's loop that right back in to Set Me Free. People are gonna no, and I'm not gonna wait for more people to say no for me to make a decision about something. So if I want to go play, I'm the only person that can make it happen. If I want to release a song, only person who can make that happen. I want to tour, only person who can make that happen. Barring COVID and whatever other restrictions, there are obviously barriers that I can't move myself.
Can't control.
But yeah, exactly. But it was incredible. Honestly, the show sold out in a week, just under a week. And yeah, it was incredible. Oh my God, we had some like Joan Jett on our set list. We played American Woman.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys know Dirty Honey right now, but they're like,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Rolling Sevens. You guys should check out that song. It's incredible. But we covered it, and it was wild. Like, yeah, it was just wild. So great night, and we're hoping to just keep the sellouts steady over the next.
Definitely.
Hey, listen, it's about timing and about people are in live shows are in demand right now. People are hungry, and so I think the timing's good for you. Now, have you gotten any resulting good press or anything off that? I imagine you have.
Yeah, it's been really great actually. It's been really great. Set Me Free has been getting good press as a single, and then the show is just has definitely brought things not to another level, but it just given things a different avenue, which is awesome. Just something else to talk about, I guess.
Yeah, when I think about like Daddy's Love and Set Me Free, and I think about the songs topically and the lyrical content, it's some pretty serious stuff. And so I wanted to ask you, do you feel sort of a responsibility at all to speak on behalf of those who maybe can't speak on behalf of themselves, people who are, abused or in a rough spot?
Absolutely. I mean, as far as is appropriate, I guess, like whatever I can do to kind of raise awareness or just make someone feel like they're also heard, like that's all I want from my music, is really just for people to listen to it and feel like there's a friend with them, or they have a cheerleader. Not everyone is as fortunate as I've been to have such a supportive family. Like that's huge. I get to like walk up to I live in my, oh gosh, this is so embarrassing. It's better than it sounds. I live in my parents' basement, but we just renovated it, so it's not actually part of the house anymore. Like it's
nice. Yeah.
I just thought I needed to clarify that. But I go upstairs whenever I want, like into the main house, and there's my family. Like, oh my God, what's new? What's going on? What can we do to help you? And I recognize that a lot of people don't have that. And I recognize that in some cases, it's like at Mark, as you kind of alluded to, like it's almost abusive in some cases. Like you're never going to amount to anything. Who do you think you are? Daddy's Love was a similar thing. I had people that I was working with who were just telling me that I wasn't anything, like that I would never amount to anything. And that's not for them to decide. And that's just what I want my listeners to know, or just audience, whoever ends up hearing it. Like, it's not up to anyone to decide where your life goes. Like, it's totally.
And there are people who get knocked down by that. But on the other hand, that's something that clearly inspires you to do better. Because there's that whole subset of people who are like, I can't do it. Like, okay, let's go, bet it's on, and
I get
more that it's on type of person, I dig that. So.
Thank you.
Right. No, back to you, brother.
Certainly. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We all relate to what you're saying so well, because that's a big part of all of our lives, really, in some capacity. Especially the three of us here on the show, we've all kind of faced those kind of challenges. Being said, no, you're not good enough. It's not, it's not good enough here and there, and just the fact that we all kind of rise above those things. So yeah, I mean, great on you. I mean, I love that attitude. That's kind of what way Mark and I kind of think anyway. So it's,
look at you guys. Like, you guys are running this sick ass podcast. Are you kidding me? Like, if someone had told anyone else, like, no, that's not a good idea, this may not have happened. But you guys are like, yeah, screw you.
That's right. We're going anyway. We're doing the show anyway, regardless. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's killer. It's awesome.
Right on.
Yeah, right on. So do you have another single in the works right now that you're just kind of just working on and planning on, and
oh my gosh,
potentially releasing sometime soon?
Yes, there's so much that, again, like, Mark, I just want to throw it out as an album. And yes, Noel, I have, like, oh my gosh, I have 12 songs that are pretty much ready to go.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. But
we're just trying to figure out, we as in me, I'm trying to figure out how I want that to happen. So New Year, we'll definitely be seeing some new content. Right now, I'm just going to focus on getting that live show back together, teaching myself how to play my songs again, because I haven't been so good during this past year at keeping that up. So it's just live show focus until the new year, and then there's new stuff coming out.
Excellent. Well, there you go. 12 songs right there, eh? Very good. You're hiding that in your back pocket the whole time.
Yeah, pretty much. I've been sitting on these since like 2017 until now. Like, it's ridiculous. So
wow, interesting. Yeah, I know you did the EP back in 2018, which is your debut.
Yeah.
Those songs the whole time. Interesting.
Yeah, no, I've had this song since 2017. Like, that's when things started getting a little bit more serious for me. Like, I decided that it was really something that I wanted to do. I wanted to record. I wanted to perform. I need a band. I'm going to tour. I want whatever, a team. And yeah, early days, the team that I had, like, told me that it was weird. They were like, oh my God, you're amazing. You're going to be the next big thing in rock, and you're going to be this and that and that, but you also suck. I don't even know.
I hear you. Yeah, conflicting messages. I hear you.
Yeah, I'd go into the studio and it'd be like, this song is horrible. I didn't even listen to the song because, the title is horrible. I'm like, well,
wow.
Man, it's a demo. Like, what are you talking about? So that's when all of these songs were kind of brewing. And then between 2017 and now, I did a lot of writing this past year. All of that's been kind of just coming out. So it's been cool. It's been a process. We'll say that.
Yeah, no, very cool. Yeah, very long, but very cool process. Yeah. It's like a fine wine. It needs more work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find when you unearth a song that's a couple years old that, like, I do this all the time. Maybe it's like half done and like I'll pull it out and then it ends up being something like totally different than what it was. You find yourself doing that at all, or combining like two old songs into one and just kind of messing with it,
Totally. Yeah. That's another thing. Like, people are so scared to say anything because they want the first thing to come out to be gold, right? We're so sorry. My dog is like chewing on a bone right now. I'm sure you guys.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, good. Love dogs.
Like, oh my God, stop. Yeah. Anyways, I was just saying, people are so quick to be like, I need to write the next big thing, or like the next big song and whatever, and it's gonna get me gold, platinum, whatever. I don't even freaking know what exists anymore. But like, what can you get for a top song? But if you don't let yourself just write and let yourself write crap, you're never going to write the good stuff. Like, ever. You could probably write, like, maybe 5 years ago I wrote my best song and I don't know it yet because I'm still sitting on the voice memos.
Right on. Yeah.
What? How did I remember this or whatever? Mark, you're saying like you're writing something and then you add something that you wrote from ages ago and it just makes sense. Like,
totally. Yeah.
Let yourself do it. And that goes for anything. Like, just let yourself do it. If you're feeling the slightest ounce of creativity, run with it. just run with it.
Right. So, I mean, your process is like, you don't just like sit down with a notebook and say, I'm going to put aside these 4 hours and today I'm going to write and I'm going to be productive, because that's not an inspired situation. Right. So that's not how you do it. Right. Talk to us a little about your writing process.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty much that. I kind of wait for these songs to happen and live as much life as I can to kind of have like open myself to having those inspirational moments, if you will. You know, a lot of artists that I look up to speak about their songs as being kind of these separate entities from themselves. And I completely get that. Like, I have no control over the songs that I write, really. Like, when I was younger, I totally did, because I thought that was what you had to do. You go in the studio, you spend 5 hours with like 15 people, everyone gets credit, and you come out with like 5 songs that sound exactly the same, with like baby baby ooh 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 as the chorus in each of them. And
Yeah.
that's what it was, right? And then I started growing up and realized, like, no, you can't force this stuff. And
Yeah.
my manager right now, Biff Naked, who's incredible.
Oh, yeah, right.
She's the biggest advocate for just effortless creativity, like just without any
Yeah, I
pressure,
like that.
any structure. Like, you can't structure it, man. You really can't. And I find more and more, like, the more busy I am, the less creative I am. So I have to work on finding that balance to kind of open up whatever part of that universe is that shoots these songs at me and goes, okay, you're ready for something now. Like, I can't be head to the ground, like making money and working hard and school and making whatever friends and all this stuff. Like, that's great and that's life. But there's this balance where I need to also say, hey, I'm a creative person and I very much would love some inspiration at some point. So if you got any to spare, I'm your girl.
Send it my way. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And when it doesn't, that's cool. Like, I'm not here to force it. I'm totally like hippy dippy situation in that respect. Just let it happen. Let it happen. The words are already written, man. You're just the vehicle. Let it go.
You're the vessel. Yeah.
I know we talked to you about it last time, but in terms of, just in case somebody's just tuning in here, you know, I know you're a guitar player. I've seen you, I've seen you online play and sing acoustically. It looks like there might be a keyboard behind you too. How do you get a keyboard? I mean, I'm just like, tell us about, like, so do the lyrics come to you first? Do you get hit with a vocal melody first? Do you come up with a riff first? Do you prefer to write on guitar, keyboards? Like, what's your deal in terms of how the songs actually, get from your head and into the world?
Yeah, it starts with whatever it needs to start with, and that's the most vague answer I could possibly give. But kind of going back to that, being open to inspiration, I don't know what's going to hit and how it's going to hit. So I have notebooks all around my apartment. I have notebooks in my car, in my purses, like my bags, just in case I'm on the subway or I'm like on a plane and all of a sudden I have this crazy cool idea. And it could be just a word where I'm like, oh, I need to use this word in a thing. I have my guitars hanging up in plain sight. My keyboard is like ready to plug in as soon as I need it to be. And just having the guitars around, I'll be like walking around the apartment. If ever I'm bored, I just pick them up and you start playing around, right? Like, we're so scared to be bored nowadays too, right? Like, everyone needs to be doing something all the time. Otherwise you're not being a productive human. And that's such a false sense of productivity, or just like generally how your existence should be. Like, we as humans are our most creative or most innovative when we're bored. Like, I'm not thinking
your mind
about
kind of wanders.
when I'm working or when I'm trying to submit an assignment. I'm not here like, oh my God, the 15th page of my assignment, what can I write for my new song? Like, no, I'm focusing on that assignment. So the more bored I can be during a week, the better. And that's how my process works, is like, let yourself be bored, have everything at your disposal ready to go. I'm very fortunate. My dad has a studio in our garage. So I can literally run outside and it's like fully kitted out. We have a drum kit. We have another keyboard, the like whole mixer and all that stuff. So I'm a switch away from recording a song if I want to.
No kidding.
So you got music in your family. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my dad is a musician, and he raised me on music, man. Like, I found a video a little while ago. It made me cry. Like, it was really cute. I was in a hotel room with him, and I may have mentioned this during the last one, so it wasn't recent. I found this video a while ago. But I come back to it every time because it just reminds me, like, how connected, like, it kind of just gives me this I don't even know, this understanding of how connected I feel to music, because it all started with my dad serenading me on a hotel bed. He has his guitar, and it's this like crappy motel room. I don't even know where we were, but I was like maybe 2 years old and just completely mesmerized by him. Not a word. And I think my mouth was like half open. Like, I was just, maybe it was just relaxation, but I was also in complete awe of my father at the time. So I've grown up with that, and it's really cool to have that. I'm so grateful to my parents for, taking those videos and stuff, because sometimes I'm like, why do I feel like this is something that I have to do? Like, why do I feel like music is my oxygen, man? Why can I not survive a day without it? And it's literally because I was brought up on music the same way I was fed food. It was like, here's your food, here's some water. Oh, check out this new song. So having my dad in the house was incredible. It was really, really incredible. My mom isn't a musician. She likes to think of herself as a dancer. A couple drinks in, we're dancing at a club.
Creative, though.
Yeah, she knows all the good songs to dance to.
That's important too. That's important too. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. They balance each other out. We got the musician.
That's right.
The dancer. So no, it's good. She's the cheerleader for all of us. She keeps us all sane. It's good.
Yeah, right on.
That's awesome. It's a great memory and moment to have with your father. I've always shared, I've got 2 kids, and I've always shared my music with them. And that's something we'll always have. And I know it sounds corny, but it is absolutely something they'll always remember about me as well. And it's incredibly rewarding, so much more so than, X number of downloads or my ASCAP check, it's important.
Yeah, it is.
God. It's real. There isn't enough realness anymore. And that's why I was so happy to be back on stage, because this Instagram stuff is driving me nuts. This TikTok stuff drives me nuts. I just want to feel your energy, man. Like, I want to meet you guys in person and talk to you in person. This is fantastic.
Me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But it's that personal touch, and that's the stuff that sticks with you. So yeah, Mark, you talking about sharing your music with your kids, like, that's gonna stick with them more than the post some girl dancing around on Instagram did yesterday when they saw it. Like,
that's good. 3-5 seconds. Yeah,
absolutely. That's a cool thing that you share with your father too. So you got a studio in the garage with a drum kit in it.
My dad's a drummer. So a drummer and singer. He kind of does it all, but he started off as a drummer, and he's awesome. I can't say I'm one. I've drummed a couple times, but it's been horrible. My poor neighbors must have just been crying. But it's fun. It's fun to have. And when we were prepping for this live show recently, I had the guys over, and everyone was able to jam. Like, it was just beautiful. Yeah. Really, really
nice. Electric. You feel the vibe. It's definitely electric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, your next record, there you got it. You got the home studio right there.
Exactly. Well, Set Me Free.
Studio time. It's right there in your backyard, man. It's amazing.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. All of Set Me Free was re-recorded in that studio. It just insane.
That's a huge plus. I mean, who else can really say that, right?
Yeah, I love that little through the looking glass moment, like through the sheets hanging on the line in their yard in front of the cornfield, and it's everything you want to imagine it to be. And I got it, and that's really killer.
Yeah, right on.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Right on is right on. Yeah, same for me, Mark. I had to say the same kind of experience seeing that too, because that Woodstock moment. That's what it was too. It's well put. That's what it is. Woodstock moment.
I saw the cornrows like waving back and forth, and it almost looked like people, Mm-hmm. Very cool idea, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we thought it kind of like fit well with this whole COVID situation.
That
More
also,
so than
Yeah,
more
well,
so than just like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Doesn't matter who's listening. Like that, totally. Like I can sing to a cornfield and be happy, but you know I'm having to sing to a cornfield because I can't actually play live.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Insane.
That's the irony of it all. That's the irony of your message too.
And I
Totally.
mean, and you're definitely a rocker, but you haven't pigeonholed yourself stylistically, right? You kind
Yeah.
of got your toe in the tub in a couple other places. You're not afraid to do that. I mean, that's very much the case with tons of modern bands, right?
Yeah.
It's you because I think you know when you label yourself as anything, right? I belong to this genre. I belong to this political party. I belong to this church, right? You're limiting yourself, right? You don't strike me as somebody that wants to limit herself very much.
Absolutely not, man. Yeah, you got spot on. Spot on. Limitations? No, thank you. I will run away.
Nice.
Exactly.
No, what do you think? In speed round, we've never done that with.
Yeah. Good call there, Mark. I
Oh,
think
we're gonna get deep into it now.
Oh,
yes, I think you're right, Mark. I think it's that time.
Hit
It's
it,
that
Noel.
time. Yeah, speed round. Here we go.
all right.
Can she handle it? That's the question.
Oh,
Anyway.
Only one answer.
Mm.
One answer to each one.
Yeah,
No
one
waffling.
answer.
okay.
Yeah, you gotta choose. You can't, you can't stay in the middle on the
That's
fence, man. Not in this
No.
show.
You guys
Nope.
get me every time. Okay, let's
All
go.
right, you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Okay.
Oh yeah.
In the words of Sly Stone, are you ready? Okay. Anyway, Beatles or Stones? Beatles or Stones? Who would you pick?
Oh.
Who would you choose?
Okay, not an easy one, but I do have to say the Beatles because I was like, my dad is a Beatles fanatic, and that's all I knew from ages like 1 to 5. So
Me too.
Awesome.
Besides
And
Led
me
Zeppelin and
three.
Black Sabbath.
oh yeah, oh my god, yeah.
Mhm.
So, Mark, same answer?
Yeah, they covered a lot more ground stylistically than the Stones. I know McCartney just said this, but the Stones are pretty much a blues rock band, and they're awesome at it. But the Beatles covered a lot more territory, and I can listen to a Beatles album front to back and not skip a song. I don't necessarily feel that way about the Stones. There's some filler on those records. Hate to say it.
Actually.
Don't attack me, Stones.
No, actually, right on that point. Actually, totally agree with you there too. Like a Beatles record, I could put on. You're right, front to back, no problem. Stones, you're right. I'm gonna probably skip a couple songs for sure in those records too. Well put, my friend. Well, we're all on the same page.
Let's do it.
We're on the same page. Well, next one, a little more modern. Ooh. Nirvana or Pearl Jam.
I can't. Oh, that's so hard. I just exposed my Nirvana tea.
Is that your answer?
Is that your answer? Is the question? That's right.
How could you guys do me like that?
That's what we do in the show.
Oh man.
Curveball.
Okay.
Curveball.
Yeah, I have to go with Kurt. Kurt is you know, a huge inspiration for everything that I do, and just that whole just screw you mentality, man. There's a lot of it from a female perspective in rock, but a lot of it comes with like sexualization, and that's just not stuff that I'm into right now. So I take a lot of my inspiration from the male rockers, and really I don't say that to bash the females because there are some incredible females out there. But yeah, Kurt is my one and only, you know, sorry, Eddie. Pearl Jam is incredible. Both bands I'd listen to front to back, like any record.
Nice.
But yeah, Nirvana for sure.
Okay, cool.
I can dig it.
I could dig, no, me too. So when it comes to Pearl Jam, what would be your standout song for you? Out of curiosity, what would be your standout song for you in your Pearl Jam?
Oh God. You know, I was actually listening to Jeremy the other day, and I know that's so typical. It's like saying, "What's your top Nirvana song?" and being like, "It smells like Teen Spirit."
It is what it is, though.
No, it totally. You know, Black is great. That whole album is just incredible, and honestly, you could give me anything that man sings, and I would be over the moon about it. Like his voice is just incredible, and oh my gosh, I was just listening to, you know, this is horrible. I can't remember the name of his band with Chris Cornell, but they did a little
Soundgarden.
Audioslave?
No. Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell had a
Temple of the Dog.
Temple of the Dog.
Yeah.
Great record. That's a great record too.
Hunger Strike, that song, man, just kills me.
Badass, yeah.
Oh my God, so good. So that's not Pearl Jam, but
no, but Pearl Jam Soundgarden, which is the inspiration of Mother Love Bone there in the late '80s when they lost their singer.
Yeah.
So
that's a great album. Wow, that whole record was just fantastic. When I remember, I used to play the record the whole summer when it came out. I thought it's just great. It had a great acoustic thing going on, and had that kind of early '70s thing going on too. I thought with a bit of psychedelia happening too, and kind of everything I was kind of into at that point in time. And it was all right there in one record. So that was a pretty cool special record. That one.
Love it.
And those grunge guys were getting together and experiment, right? They had Mad Season also with Lane Staley around that time going, which is a sick record. I mean, stepping outside Alice in Chains. I like that. And Chris Cornell, also doing the Audio Slave thing. I mean, that group of guys wasn't afraid to collaborate. They weren't competitive the way a lot of genres are, as opposed to being collaborative. So that was cool. That's I can't believe it's 30 years ago.
I know, eh? No, we're classic rock apparently too. So
yeah. Now you hear it in CVS, or whatever you're. By me, there's CVS all over the place. You have those in Canada. It's like a drugstore,
Yeah,
it's like a grocery store, and you hear like Jeremy by Pearl Jam, and all of a sudden you're like, "Damn, it's 30 years."
I know. No, it's not true.
All right, I'm slowing down the speed round bad here.
It's okay. It's all good.
That was on me. That was on me. I started it.
No problem there. No problem there. Okay, how about this one? So the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's record, or the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. What one would you say would be your inspirational, your favorite out of those two?
Sgt. Pepper for sure. I have to be
for you, probably a much easier answer for you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I haven't listened to the full Beastie Boys record. Like I haven't listened to the full thing, so I should go do that afterwards. Don't come at me, people.
They won't. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, Sgt. Pepper was again part of my upbringing, and just kind of totally just opened up my eyes to that experimental piece of music too. Like they really did not limit themselves in any way, shape, or form. They just went for whatever the hell they were thinking at the time. It was probably heavily induced by some kind of intoxication.
Well, actually, yeah, that does happen, especially back then. Occupational hazard back then was that very thing.
Whoops.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's the thing about the Beatles to me were so special was even though they had the clean boy image, they were the bad boys really on the circuit back in the day, and they were like that attitude of no, we're pressing forward. But then of course Brian Epstein came along and cleaned them right up. But this again, I just want to kind of touch on that attitude about them. And what song for you on Sgt. Pepper's would be your standout? Like what song is there a song for you on Sgt. Pepper's that really stands out for you?
Oh man, no, I don't. I can't even answer that question. I can't answer that question.
You can't answer the question? Okay.
It's like saying even like choosing a song off the White Album, like you just can't do it. You just say the White Album, like Sgt. Pepper as a whole. It's
for me, I can still pick. I can say the whole album, but I always have a song in there that kind of stands out.
I'm going Happiness is a Warm Gun on the White Album, maybe Glass Onion, but probably Happiness is a Warm Gun. But you can ask me that question tomorrow, and I'll answer it differently.
Different answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still always lean towards like Green Onions on the White Albums. Like that's kind of my up there, where it's more obscure. Not as popular, but I like that one. But yeah, and then the Peppers always love A Day in Life, the last track on that record. I thought,
it's awesome.
That last part of towards the ending was just like, wow, that's just so beautiful, that's powerful and beautiful.
Totally. Oh my God.
Yeah. So check out Pet Sounds. Check out Pet Sounds. That's a great record.
I have to. I haven't. That's a little embarrassing.
It's all good. For show's also partly educational too for everybody. So it's all good.
There you go. I appreciate the learning experience, you guys.
Oh, right on. Okay, we'll give you one more question here. You got time? We got time. Yeah,
what's it gonna be?
All right. Jimi Hendrix, talking again, records here. Jimi Hendrix Experience Records debut record was called Are You Experienced? Or the band Cream, Israeli Gears, which came out the same year, 1967, folks, boys and girls.
Oh
What would be your pick?
So happy.
So hard, man. They're so hard because they're also just so different. Like
Yes.
those records I turn on for such different reasons. Like Hendrix,
But
man,
they were rivals for a little while there. They were
I know.
rivals for a little while.
Fair.
I feel like I have to stick with Hendrix. Like regardless of the record, I just have the utmost respect for that man. And not to say that I don't appreciate Cream because I do, but
Yeah.
he was just incredible. Like I just
Wasn't he? Just one of a million. Yeah.
How
If you think of it from a guitar perspective, there's no way you can take Clapton over Hendrix.
No, absolutely
So
not.
that a reason alone, right?
No, if you look at the overall body of work, yeah, you can't debate that, right?
Yeah.
Can't
So it's
debate
Hendrix.
that whatsoever. Because Jimmy was definitely one of a kind. That's no debate about that part. Yeah,
we burnt the whole session already, and we're like 3 questions into the speed round. So,
okay, the slowest speed round ever, but it's okay. It's so good.
So good to see you, Delyn. Thanks so much, and I'll, we'll stay in touch, and I'll, keep checking out what you're doing. Love it. You're doing great.
Please keep on stalking us. We do appreciate
badass.
it as well.
Stay badass.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
You pull so hard. I love you guys. Thank you. We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.
Love you right back. Be good.
We love that song, Set Me Free, folks. Check it out. Set Me Free. Delyn Grey. Check it out. It's a great, great song, folks. All right, folks. So, guys, we'll see you guys real soon. All the best. And, of course, Delyn Grey, keep in touch, and we'll see you again real soon. So, folks, check out Single TV for all the news. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you again real soon. Cheers. Peace. Cheers.